9 p.m. and we are back here on
How to Ace Your Career.
So guys, like you all know, every Friday night we come here at 9 p.m. to help you in some way to grow in your career. This is especially relevant for people who've been working for 12 to 15 plus years, mid-age professionals who get stuck in their career. They've done well, now they don't see any growth further, or probably they've achieved the success, now they don't want to be here, they want to transit into something new.
Or they're stuck due to not getting a good rise salary, or a toxic boss, or a toxic work culture, or not able to get the desired promotion, or people who are worked enough now 15, 20 years and they feel they want to do something of their own. This is where we specialize.
But we have been coaching for more than a decade.
Yeah.
I'm Nutan, I'm a career and a life coach, and
I'm Dhiraj, I'm a life coach, career coach, and a relationship coach. Both of us put together, we create this company, Andy Life Coaching.
So guys, today here we are going to share another one very useful aspect, which not only covers your career but can define your life in general. Because at the same time that we want to grow in our career, we also want to live a happy life, right? So today we are going to discuss something which is the most important thing of our life, and that is a resource called as time. Where do we use our time? So the most important thing I would like to ask you is...
So the question is very simple for all of you here, all the listeners here, now or later. Are you constantly running out of time? How many people are saying yes or no? Please write in the chat box. We would like to know that. Does it feel impossible to fit everything in that given time span? So generally what we have seen in all these more than a decade of coaching people, we always see people stuck in their career. But problem is they don't have the time to upgrade their skills, or so busy handling their career that they lose on health and suffer majorly. In last, we had so many examples of people with terminal illnesses in their mid-age. It is very unfortunate to share this, that 3 of the people in our known circle passed away at a very young age because of diabetes, and 2 of them passed because of cardiac arrest. They were just in their mid-40s. We are sure that they assume some point of the time they will take care of their health, and life did not give them a chance.
So while some manage their work life and health, they lose on relationships, and they end up a lonely life in the last lap of their lives. We have seen such people, right? After retirement, they have no place to go, no one to meet, and they end up living a very lonely life. No loved ones, no friends, no family, just struggling with themselves, wondering where they did go wrong. But at the same time, we also see some people, very few of them, who seem to have time for it all. Even while they're managing multiple business responsibilities, they're still finding time contributing to causes to make this world a better place. Then what's their secret?
So one thing it's very important for all of us to understand. Time is one resource which is gifted equally to all of us. Let it be the rich, the poor, the wise, the foolish. No matter which part of the world you stay, what is your skin color, no matter how privileged you are, you can't get an hour extra. Even you can't get a minute extra. We all have just the same 24 hours. Then why is it some people can accomplish so much in a day and so much out of their life, while the majority struggle to pull through the day? This isn't something to ponder. What's the secret? I want to ask people here, how many people want to know the secret on how does this happen, that some people are able to do so much in 24 hours and some people are able to do so little? Well, we have been
on both the sides, and that is why we can tell the difference, right? There was a time when we were struggling how to manage everything, and end of the day you have that feeling, yeah, something has got left out, I couldn't do this on my to-do list. And today the life is something where at the end of the day both of us feel so accomplished and fulfilled. At the end of the day, don't all of us want to feel the same way every single day? Because if you're just rushing and you're just gushing, and every day after all that you end up feeling, I missed on this, you go back with that same feeling to sleep. You are not able to sleep well, right? So if you want to wish to live the same feeling every day, which is accomplished and happy, if not fulfilled, then learn the principles of making the most of the time that is available to you, which is the same 24
Hours.
hours.
So we believe if you spend 8 to 10 productive hours in work, I use the word productive, you can get everything done. No matter what your situation, whether you're working, whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, the key is productive hours. Do you measure your productivity at your work? How do you know that you're productive? Think it is an important question you need to dwell on. I want all of you to think that how much of time in that 10 hours a day that you spend on your work is really productive.
So, how many of you really have ever thought on these lines? Because you know what? We measure productivity based on our boss's feedback, based on our appraisal forms, but we never check whether I was productive throughout my work. And you know, how do you define productivity? I remember both of us, when we would go to work, we would work. But there are people who come to work and they start.
Yeah, I think they either start smoking or drinking tea or chat, like, 1 hour lunch. Come on, give me a break. I used to finish lunch in 10 minutes because the fact is there was so much work to be done in that. I never worked in my work life more than 8 hours a day, but I did not have any challenges of that because 8 hours I used to work. She used to work. Both of us were working together. We used to work. So if you work 8 hours a day, you don't reach it. Even if you devote 10 hours a day on work, you
Yeah.
still, I think you still have 14 hours to utilize for your health, your relationship, and for your own self. Does it sound doable? Of course it does. No two ways. We've been living there. So the question is, where is the gap?
So, what is the difference between those successful people who still manage to do everything and we struggling with time? That gap is because it's about being intentional about where you will utilize your time and not while it away. You may feel you were in the office from 9:30 till 8:30, but did you really work? Or you were there because you were insecure? What will the boss think? You were there because your peers were sitting and you were chatting and having a cup of tea. You were there because you were discussing all unnecessary things and you didn't reach home on time. So many a times we are just whiling away time, but we are feeling that we have been working for 12 to 14 hours. And I remember this in our work life. It's just not the two of us also. We had some people who never were questioned what time you come in and what time you step out. Why? Because there were always people who brought results in their work life.
So true.
And that is why they were never questioned on time. But when you're not productive, you're not getting the results. When you're not getting the results, then the accountability is only about time. How many hours did you spend in your office? Once you're aware, you can start using this to the fullest. So that's my next question to you. Are you spending time intentionally?
Absolutely. Now, this is a very important question for each one of us to think and work upon, which is the key to a fulfilling and successful life. Okay. So, what does it mean by being intentional? It's not something really rocket science. It means regularly checking in on whether the way you spend your time is in line with what matters most to you, which means what is important to you. So, for number one,
So, for example, if I define my day, I love writing. I have to put in the content on my LinkedIn page. I need to create something every day. There are book promotions, my current is my coaching sessions, which also have to be in line because that's my current source of income. Now, with this also comes this free live session, which we come here every Friday night at 9 p.m., which also needs some time from my day where I need to prepare this, what I'm delivering to you. That also has to be planned. And while all this is happening at work, we are also focusing on coming up with some digital products which we can offer to you. Just like that, you can come, you can choose on your time and space, and you can pick that products and keep growing in your career.
so true.
At the same time, we have a community where we are delivering a workshop every month. There is a community where we are posting content every single month. Now, if I start thinking about all this, if you're listening to all this, I'm sure you're going crazy hearing so many things. And with all this happening, we could have an amazing Diwali. We both have been taking care of our health. We are not missing on our relationships. We are having our fun time, and we are still focused on work and getting all the results that we want. You know what has to happen for that?
You need to set your pace for the day by deciding where will you spend your time. Be intentional. Keep away from all the distraction. Now, probably 20 years back, we didn't really have that many distractions. But today, there is something called as a phone, which is the biggest distraction. I remember I was speaking to a client and he said, I don't have a time for this. So we did a little bit of time stuff with him. And he realized that 4 hours, I repeat, 4 hours, he's on the phone, either on the Facebook or social media. And he's saying he doesn't have 1 hour to finish his exercise. He doesn't have 1 hour to read or learn or improve some skills. So,
in fact, I would also say, Dhiraj, that, many a times we are on the calls for work. Do you ever think how much time actually got utilized for a productive conversation, or you were just discussing things here and there which had no meaning, no sense to it? It was just a casual discussion which is not bringing any result to your work. So there are times when people want to have fun and relaxation while they are working. So these calls are those moments of relaxation. Bahut kaam ho gaya, let me just chat with someone. Or sitting and chatting with your colleagues. And then when there is vacation time, they're out with their families. That time they're on work calls. So they have to prove the family that they are so busy, work is so demanding, and that is why neither they are present in their work life nor are they fully present in their family. And that is why you miss on both. So very, very important key principle to live a happy, fulfilled life, to have an accomplished and a fulfilled day, is to be fully present in the moment. When we are here for this half an hour, there is nothing on our mind except adding value to each one of you who's joined us. This is what you need to do. That is how you'll accomplish a lot. There was a theory of multitasking which has been proven to be wrong. When you're focusing your mind on multiple things, you're not achieving anything. But if there are 10 things in the day and you're focusing on one at a time, but you're completely fully present, you're delivering much more. So what needs to happen to do this? You'll have to be aware of what is important to you. And for that, I would want each one of you, if you have a paper, a pen, or a phone through which you have joined this live, fill in these two categories. First, personal. Second, professional. There's nothing else beyond this in our life, right? Personal and professional. Now, there'll be certain things which will come into your personal life. For example, it's our health for us. It's our social life for us. It is our life of contribution for us. It is our relationships, our social obligations, our family. This all comes in the personal space. And then there is professional, which I just described to you. All the things that forms a part of my coaching life. Same way, you need to sit and decide what fits into the two categories, the personal and the professional. Once that is done, then you need to decide where you want to focus on that day and spend your time based on that. So, which I said, if you're on a vacation, that you might as well use that time for vacation, because that 1 day, 2 day, weekend, 1 hour, few hours that you give to your loved ones, but it is quality time. It's more than enough. They'll have so much fun. They'll love to be with you. But if you're there hanging on the phone, they're also hanging on the phone. When you come back, there was nothing productive that you achieved from your holiday, right? Same thing is your work. So each day, start with an intention on where you want to focus and spend your time. And based on that, when you do this fully, yes, there'll be disruptions. Yes, there'll be some distractions. But at least 75 to 80% of what you want to do, you'll be able to do. And that leads you to a happy and a fulfilled life. Then, of course, one very important art, and that is
to learn to say a no. Okay, that's really important, because that's the time, I think most of the time we are doing things because we have to do. It's not because we want to do. And reason is, it becomes very difficult to say a no. And that's where you struggle. So I think one thing that I've learned in all my life, that I say a no to things which I don't want to do because they are not important. And of course, after doing everything you've accomplished, you've done 80%, 90% of what you've decided, you've been intentionally focusing on your time, do appreciate whatever that you have accomplished. Now,
So, Dheeraj, there's something which I learned from you, and that is I would like to highlight here. As a woman, it's so damn difficult to say a no to social obligations. But the best part of it is you go to an event, you go to a function, no one has noticed whether you came or whether you went. But you took all the time to get ready, you took all the time to travel up till there, you took all the time to spend 2, 3 hours there, and you took all the time to come back. A day got wasted in planning all of this, but no one noticed you. Why did you waste your time? Right? So there are so many such obligations you would be living up to, which doesn't make any sense. Only thing, it keeps you feeling guilty if you don't be there. That's not a space you need to live in. That's what I learned from him. And today I say no to a lot of things, of course, with his support as a partner, but it becomes much easier that I'm able to focus on something which is very important, because at the end of the day, I need to be happy. Where did I spend my time? And when you do that,
that's how you need to appreciate whatever that you have accomplished.
and once you appreciate, you feel good about it, obviously the mind supports you in doing that.
So when you start tracking where you spend your time and make adjustments to align with your goals, it can have a very different transformative impact on your life and success. Now there are certain changes that you can do to play full out. Okay. The first thing you can do is increase your productivity and focus. Like as Tony Robbins says, wherever you focus, your energy is good. So that's why we should not focus on too many things at one time, because your energy get distracted, and to produce results and to perform you need energy. So one thing at a time. So even if 5 things you have to do in a do, focus on one thing, finish it, go second, so your energy is being focused. So by minimizing time spent on distractions, which there are too many, you become more effective and productive. Now that's very important, productive.
So, your focus, you're doing something, you're creating a strategy or probably a sales plan, and your phone is constantly beeping. There's a WhatsApp notification, there is a message which has come, there is a call which has come, and something which you could have finished in half an hour, you end up finishing it in 1.5 hours. Now, if you are used to muting those notifications, if you can look at the call and say that can be done later, you block your time here, you become more efficient, you get 1 hour extra, and that will lead you to accomplish more in less time. This is what accelerates your progress towards your goal. So remember, increased productivity comes by increased focus. When you're doing one thing, keep away from all the distractions.
The second thing is clarity of purpose. Like, again, Tony Robbins says, clarity is power. So when you're aligning your time with your values and goals, it gives you a strong sense of direction. Now, this clarity can reduce indecision and increase your motivation to make meaningful action. Like, for example, if I have to conduct meetings or if I have to write something which is important, I don't start the meeting, I don't write till I'm not clear what is that I need to communicate in a meeting, till I'm not clear what is that I need to communicate when I'm writing. The moment I'm clear, so I take my 5-10 minutes to be clear, and then what takes hours for people, I do it 15 minutes. What takes hours for people to conduct one normal meeting, I complete in 20 minutes because I'm very clear what is that I want to communicate. So that's how so many hours. So clarity of purpose, which means what is the outcome that you want from this call? What is the outcome that you want from a discussion in a company or family or friends or wherever you go? If there is absolute clarity on the outcome, you can save a lot of time.
Another thing that you can do in your career. So, like I said, my book is my future, my digital courses are my future, my current is my coaching clients. If I'm not able to balance on my future and my present, I will never be able to move ahead in my career. So, clarity of purpose also means knowing where you want to head. So, I want a promotion, I want to get into the next new role or transfer to a new industry or probably a new role, but I'm just not focusing and bringing out time to study, to build a skill. How will I reach there? But when I have tuned my mind, I'm clear on what I want to accomplish in my day, I will always find time to do something which is bettering my future. How am I evolving and growing? That only comes from clarity of purpose, not when it has come to a stage where you might lose your job and now you're wanting to push your skill sets. You will not be able to deliver. It's when you're doing well in your life is the time that you need to prepare towards your future goals.
Then you need to improve your mental well-being, because that's very important. If your mind, you're in the right space, if you're mentally fit, then believe me, you can do so much. Like for example, you need to spend time on things that are genuinely what matters to you, something that's really really important. Like for example, self-care, relationship, personal growth. You need to boost your mental and resilience. You need to, helping in handling a challenge with this, with a clear cut, more positive outlook. I think if that's not happening, if you're not working on all of this, if you're not spending time on things that matter to you, if you're not spending time on your friend, your relationship, your family, and especially your health, not taking care of yourself, it's like, a classic example is that there's so many successful people who make the world happy, they kill themselves. Reason is that they never worked on their own mental well-being. They make the whole world happy, but they could not work on their own happiness, and that's what happens. So improve your mental well-being. That's very important.
And that's why physical, emotional, mental health, you have to ensure that you pull out some time from your day to ensure that you're taking care of yourself. Because if you don't exist, nothing else exists. So take care of you so that you can take care of your career, you can take care of your relationships. And that is why it's very important to
We need to have absolutely what we call is better understanding work-life balance. Okay, prioritizing time for personal life, hobbies, and relaxation can prevent burnout and increase overall happiness. Now, this balance creates a more sustained approach. Like for example, we get up in the morning at 5:30. 5:30 to 6, we do our priming. 6 to 7:10, we do our exercise. 7 to 8:45, we do our meditation. 8:45 to 9, we have a breakfast. 9 to 9:30, we are again doing a meditation. 9:30 to almost 11:30, we finish reading books or something. What do we do? 11:30 to evening again. 8:39, we are doing a coaching. And then there's so many things happening in one day itself. Why are we able to do all of this? It's not that difficult. The only reason is that we are balancing everything. Everything is a must. You can't say only this is important. Now that's why morning 5:30, we go to sleep around 11:30, sometimes 12:30, but we still are always energetic because there's well balance. Fifth, enhance your self-confidence. As you achieve goals, even small ones, you build confidence in your abilities. You tracking and aligning your time reminds you of your progress. Because one thing I know in life, only when you progress, you are happy. So that's why you need to focus that if the moment you progress, focusing on how am I progressing, you also need to reinforce your belief in yourself, because you have everything. Like, I started my career as a helper in a garment manufacturing unit. And from there today I'm here. Why I could make that happen? Because I always believe that I have everything that will take me to become successful. So you need to believe in yourself and your capacity to succeed. We have all the potential that we have to become successful. Sixth one, greater opportunities. By focusing on what truly aligns with your goals, you might attract opportunities that resonates with your purpose. This I've seen in 30 years of my work life, that when I was so focused and I was doing what I'm supposed to do, I was focusing on my goal, I could see the universe sending opportunities for me to where I am today. And that was opportunity that was in line with my purpose, with my goal. Now, this focus energy often opens doors to connection, collaboration, and experiences that support your success journey. Like, I've always heard people saying that today's world is just not about working. It's about networking. So you have to have those connections and being the source of people who are going to help you to grow in your life. That's how opportunities come. So I want to share one beautiful thing here. When you're being intentional with your time, when you're very focused intentionally with your time, you're nurturing a cycle of creativity, a cycle of clarity, action, and fulfillment. Like, there's a client of mine. I was having a session at evening at 7:30, and she was so happy and fulfilled. And reason is, it's like after 4 years, she stays in a country called as Paris, and there, they have to do everything on their own. Okay, no matter who you are, it's a culture over there. And she started working. She had a 4 years of break because of marriage and kid, and she started working. Last week, she worked for 3 days. She had to travel for 2.5 hours. She had to work for 7 hours. In spite of getting up morning, doing all the chores of life. Ask how you feel. So I'm feeling so great. And I could see the joy. She was in last 6 months of a session. I could see her always angry, agitated because she doesn't have time. She doesn't have time. And in that same 24 hours, she's traveled for 2.5 hours. She's worked for 6 hours, but she's so happy. You know why? Because she was so fulfilled. She said, "Sir, today in this week, 3 days, I added value to somebody's life, and they loved my work so much that she's teaching people something." And they said, "You know what? I can't believe you made me sit for 6 hours, and you referred to the company that this is the great teacher. We want to work with her." Now that what happens when you do something which you love and you're able to still manage everything. So as we said, time is a resource. We all have the same. The question is, what are you doing with that time?
So, today it was basically not more on all the strategies that we come and give. This time is about a thought process, a philosophy on how do you utilize your time in a way that every day you feel accomplished, you feel fulfilled.
So true.
And when it is an accomplished day and a happy day, that is how it makes a happy year. And when it's a happy and a fulfilled year, that's how life turns out to be happy and fulfilled. And isn't that what we work towards? Whether it's our career, whether it's our health, whether it's our relationship,
So true.
whether it's waking up in the morning and going back to sleep, each of this is only done for us to feel happy. But somehow, in the pursuit of chasing things, we forget this entire purpose of spending those 24 hours with intention. So I would come back to this question once again to all of you. Do you spend your time with intention? Do you set your day in the morning with intention that this is what I'm going to accomplish? Whether you're an employee or you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a homemaker or you're sitting at home planning and doing so many such contributions to the world, which are much more important and relevant than someone who's working, no matter what stage of life you are in. If you are focused on doing what makes you feel good, what you want to achieve towards your life, if you're working towards your goals, then believe me, it doesn't really matter what anyone is thinking about you. At the end of life, you feel so satisfied and fulfilled, and you live an amazing, happy life. And that's what is our ultimate purpose whenever we come here, to ensure that you just don't have a great career, but also have an amazing life. So that's it from.
Before that, again, a
Yes.
small request to all of you. Of late, as I said, we have lost 3 to 4 people, and I have gone and met their loved ones who are left behind. It's like a shock to them. They thought, hey, he was just there. One guy in sleep only passed away, and the wife still doesn't know that what happened. I didn't come to know that he is unhealthy. Because you know why? Because she said he was so busy, he was so stressed, and he never focused on his health. And she's in guilt now, in depression, that how as a wife, I could not see that. My dear friends, to all of you, a lot of people love you. Take care of yourself and use your time intentionally so that you're doing everything to be healthy, so that you can give everything to your loved ones. So once again, thank you very much for both of us, and see you again on next Friday on
How to Ace Your Career.
Bye-bye.